Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm WolfStalker25, and today I'm bringing you a few more action figure reviews, specifically on the AliExpress knockoff, bootleg figures, however you want to call it. These are in the Star Wars The Black Series realm of figures, but they're not exactly specifically produced and made by Hasbro and officially licensed in the Black Series line. So, like I said, knockoffs. You get them on AliExpress. Not going to be including any links. If you are interested in these figures, you could probably find them relatively easy out there. But I will note, do specifically try and find the exact actual specific seller, because if you find them on, there are resellers on there of these figures, and those resellers do charge up prices compared to what these are officially, marked as on that reseller. So specifically, these figures here are the 501st Sergeant, the Commander Appo figure, and Commander Appo with visors, but this technically, with this look of this character, is Commander Bo from the comics or whatever. I don't know if he was ever in the Clone Wars show, but this is Commander Bo. This is Appo. Bo, I've seen a couple different variants of, like, he's got a hot toy and stuff like that, so I've seen him with and without this piece here, so maybe I might want to remove this to have a more accurate Bo. But yeah, Bo has the visor, Appo doesn't. Appo also has a knockoff variant of him from his Umbara arc, where he has the arrow on the helmet and whatnot. So you could probably actually get that new knockoff one and replace the replace the helmet, or maybe just take. I guess you'd just put the helmet on here, or you could try and switch it all up, because that version does have chipping on it, whereas this version is clean paint and no chipping. So yeah, it kind of preference there, but they are making an official Appo, so I didn't buy the actual knockoff variant of that one. I might still get it at some point to have that look, because who knows what version of the official Appo they make, if it's going to be Revenge of the Sith or what. So yeah, we're going to talk about the Sergeant really quick here, because the Sergeant specifically, he does come with this little pauldron piece on. The Sergeant also comes with the bigger blaster and the smaller blaster as well. But the pauldron piece I took off on this one to have a normal 501st Trooper. The nice thing about this is Hasbro has not made an officially licensed 501st Trooper on this new body yet, so it's really nice to get this actually in hand. You do get the extra painted detail on the back there, which is nice, and it's gray inside here, so blue and then gray. The blue's a little dark. It doesn't really match up 100% with some other blues, like with Hardcase. It seems like he's a little lighter. This one seems a little darker. If you're looking at these two specifically here, like Jesse and this one, they look very similar, but at the same time they almost look slightly darker, slightly lighter. This is also another knockoff that they do have on there from their most recent batch of figures that they've had. But yeah, I took the pauldron off, so the head's a little weird, but it's nice to get this, because like I said, Hasbro does not have an official version of this yet. So if you want a normal clone for the 501st, you have to deal with the older clone body, which I'm not particularly fond of. It does look a little bit more accurate. I kind of like the helmet more here compared to this version, but does look good, and they do mesh together, so you could say this is just a more worn out older clone. The height wise, really, they match up. So yeah, it's nice to have options, so getting this is very nice, and I will get a normal Hasbro version if they give us it, because I'm sure they'd hopefully give us the new unpainted head and the updated shoulders and updated knee pads, so very nice. But either way, very good. Like I said, good sculpt on these. It's the same Hasbro one that we're used to. The articulation's good. He could look down, far, up, side to side on the head, do a full 360 if you want. The neck and head are on separate joints. You could do a full 360 at the diaphragm, side to side, back, forward. Not that great, but shoulder wise, you only go up that far. If you bring the shoulder pad up a little bit more, you could get about 90 there, but it does mess up the shoulder pad. Bicep swivel, no bicep swivel. You do get the elbow swivel on there. Does have the hinge as well, single joint. Horizontal hinge here, vertical hinge over here on this wrist. They do swivel and hinge. Legs come up that far, back, side to side, or on the splits. Upper thigh cut, single jointed knee, gets you back that far. Swivel as well. Ankles go back that far and forward that far. So yeah, there you go. That's your look at him. I actually forgot to do a size comparison. Well, not size comparison, but a measurement on the previous one. One thing to note with these knockoffs, though, is unfortunately sometimes you get a little bit of a wonkier leg where the leg is a little longer on one side, shorter on the other. Now you get that with normal Hasbro figures as well, but it is very noticeable here. He's just under the 6-inch mark, just at the 6-inch mark for the size. All the other knockoffs will be that same size. I didn't do it in their videos, unfortunately, but yeah. So nice to get this guy. He does, like I said, come with this very lame pauldron. I'm not really a fan of this, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know if I could heat it up to morph it a little bit better, but it's a little bit harder plastic, so I'm afraid it will actually break. But yeah, both the Appo and the bow do come with the same articulation this one has, maybe a little bit hindered because of the pauldrons, and you do get the actual soft goods on these guys. This is very like spandexy, stretchy. It's the same on both. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice to get that. It's just pure black, so if you wanted to customize it, you could probably add the the blue line that Rex has over here. I'll put Rex in the background as well. But yeah, Appo's great. Again, I love this pauldron. The pauldron's really cool looking. You do get the same detail as the Sergeant here, or if you're buying the normal 501st, this is what you'd probably get as well. So yeah, I don't know if the normal 501st has the neck down a little bit lower, but looks great. You do get the little smaller ARC Trooper pistols or whatever, the blasters there, so really nice. And then he only comes with the smaller blaster. The visor variant comes with the longer one. I don't think they come with the other inverse one. I think it's just what you get is what you get there. But yeah, very nice, very great. It's awesome to have both. Like I said, I didn't buy the knockoff version of Appo without being the commander. I don't really see the point in having both, but I guess if you want a proper Umbara display, then you'd want to have the normal Appo with the arrow on the helmet and not the commander version, because I don't think he ever has this look in the actual Clone Wars show, but who knows what the official version will be. So yeah, here's I'm gonna take this Sergeant out with the shoulder pad just because these are the same figure, so we're gonna look at them here. So if you want to see them all sized up with Captain Rex, there's a 501st here. So here's a knockoff of the phase 2 white clone, the plain one. So here's a look with 2 official. These are all knockoffs, so if you're trying to actually fill out your display, looks really nice. If you want to add a little bit more, here's the knockoff version of Jesse. We're getting an official one, but it's the ARC Trooper variant, so it's nice to get this version. Here's the knockoff of Hardcase. So already, as you could see here, we're really filling up the 501st, and it's actually looking pretty good. If you want this, I guess, is a stand-in for 5, since we did get the official version, but here's Echo, and then you want to throw the other name figure in, here's Hawk. So very good, very nice. And then another 501st that you could do in the mix is the Jet Trooper. So here's the GameStop Jet Trooper. We'll throw Anakin into there. R2-D2 model kit. This is what, if you're against, I will say, if you're against the knockoffs by any means, that's perfectly fine. But this is what the knockoffs do for your collection. This is what they do for your display. They really fill out the 501st. Because if you're looking at this as an officially licensed Hasbro thing only, you have a Jet Trooper, you have the archive variant of the old clone body, you have Hawk, which is impossible to get now, you have Rex, which is impossible to get now, you have Anakin, you have an R2, which is the model kit. We're getting the better one later this year, can't wait for that. And you have Echo. Yeah, I think I already said Echo. So Echo, Jet Trooper, Rex, Anakin, normal clone, and Hawk. You don't get named characters like Jesse as of yet, but Jesse's in his wrong look. We don't have 5s as of yet. We will probably never get Hardcase. So this really does something for you. We're getting an Appo at some point this year probably, but what variant of Appo? Will we ever get Bo? Will we ever get the normal, 501st Trooper on the new body? Hopefully. But yeah, this is great. it's awesome to have this in the collection, and if you're against knockoffs, that's perfectly fine. Like I said in the previous 2 videos, there's no point shaming people that do get the knockoffs though. One thing you could always try, get one yourself. Get one that maybe you don't see Hasbro making, or one that you just want to have an army build of specifically. But it's really great to have them. I specifically would recommend, if you're going to get somebody on this list, I would say the best one to get is the Phase 2 white clone, or if you want to wait for the plain white clone, you know, for the official new Hasbro one, that's perfectly fine because that figure actually looks better. If you're not going to get that one, honestly, the best figures to get here are Commander Appo and Bo, or even if you do want it, the 212th has this variant right here, and it has Waxer and Boyle. I believe this is specifically Boyle, but you know, these are great figures to get just to fill out the collection and do more for you and everything like that. So very great, very nice. I'm happy to have all these. We'll take a quicker look really fast at, oh, making a mess, at what I'm calling Commander Bo. Commander Bo is great. Again, it says he's Appo. He doesn't have as stretchy of a pauldron as the other, or not pauldron, the skirt piece. It's still stretchy, it's still spandexy, but it's not exactly like the other one. So these 2 materials definitely seem a little bit different. But yeah, the difference between the 2, really not much. They're the exact same. The biggest difference, I think, is just the fact that this one has a different style helmet here to accommodate the visor, and the pauldrons are the same, everything like that's the same. It's just, oh no, they even have both the little armbands. I don't know specifically if Appo is supposed to have this, or if it's supposed to be a Bo thing, or if neither of them have it. So I need to look a little bit more. There is hot toy variants of, I think, both of these, or at least one of them. So yeah, but pretty great. If, like I said, if you're interested in all, not gonna put the links, but you could find them on AliExpress. And it's great to have them. And if you want to still support Hasbro, that's perfectly fine. Get both. But for now, I'm going to get these because it really, like I said, fills out the ranks. And, you know, that's going to do it for me today. I believe the price points on these, actually, if you are interested, the Sergeant is like, where's the Sergeant? Here's the Sergeant. The Sergeant is like $20. These are both like 20 to 22 or 3 for these 2. So yeah, look for the official, well, the official seller of these. So yeah, that's gonna do it today. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you found this helpful by any means. It's different from my normal reviews. I didn't bring out the other characters. I don't really think the knockoffs need that in their review, because you just really need to see them with other Star Wars characters, because if you know how the normal Star Wars characters look next to the other figures, then you know how these are gonna look if you're trying to do universe collides and stuff like that. So that's gonna do it today. Hopefully you found this helpful. Hopefully I've swayed your opinion or made you look a little bit lighter onto the knockoff market. I'm not like, these are all I have so far. I want more, but I'm just waiting at the moment. I gotta, you know, pace myself, because these are addictions. If I could buy the normal version of this trooper without the like Sergeant variant, without the pauldron, he's like $17. If I could buy like 10 of these, I would. So yeah, that's gonna do it for me today. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll catch y'all in the next one. If you haven't done so already, would always appreciate a like on the channel and a subscribe. It does help me out a lot. I do always appreciate it and greatly appreciate it. And I will catch you all in the next review, next video, whatever it may be. So I'll see you then.